I'm Caitlin,
I'm Lizzie, and welcome to West Coast Witches.
and today we are going to be making anklets, and I've never made them before, but Lizzie, you know how to make them.
Yeah, so this is actually a method of making anklets that my cousin's friend taught me back in like 2002, 2003. So I was like 7 or 8 years old. And it's just kind of one of those things that's stuck in my memory. And I've always remembered it, even though I haven't made one in like 17 years. So it should be a fun experience.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited to learn how. Like, I've always wanted to make one,
Mhm.
so yeah, and it's should be like not too challenging, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
They're fairly simple, so it should be good. Tonight, I have going in the diffuser a new blend that I'm trying out. It's actually with a new oil that I just got this month. It was the special oil of the month. It's called Nootka. Don't know if you can see that. But it's a cedar tree from the Pacific Northwest, and these ones that the Doterra uses or sources the oil from are grown in BC, so that's our home province. So I'm super passionate about that. So I have that 2 drops of this diffusing with wild orange and
Mm.
Serenity. Serenity is a lovely blend for anxiety or for bedtime. One of its highlights is lavender, so that's one of the big scents you get from it. And I find the 3 of these diffuse really well together. Actually, wild orange and Serenity with any wood or particularly any cedar oil blends really well. It's a really nice combination. So I have that going tonight. The new cut, I find it's also been really good for my sinuses. I am allergic to cats, unfortunately. I have 2 of them. So anything that I can do to combat that, I'm all about. So basically, for everyone who wants to get started with us, you need some twine. So it looks kind of like this. Anything that looks sort of like this will work. You need about 6 strands that are your arm's length. So Caitlin and I found this string at a store called Michael's that we have in British Columbia, but any craft store that you have in your area, you should be able to find this string. So get 3 arms lengths. You don't have to use different colors, but we've used 3 different colors in ours. So I've used 3 different shades of blue. I'm just having trouble grabbing them all, but it's about an arm's length. And
Yeah.
once you have an arm's length, you'll fold them in half. You just take them, fold them in half, and then you'll just do a little loop knot up at the top. So try to get it doesn't need to be super long, but you just want it so that you can get a paper clip in between, or a safety pin rather, just so that you can hold it on your pants when you're working on it. So it should look like,
Okay, what's a loop knot?
so you have the knots folded in half, and then you just take
Yeah.
the end and you wrap it around and then pull it between the strings, and then you'll get a knot
Okay.
like this. Did that make sense?
I don't know. We'll see.
Let me know if you got it.
You put the end through the middle. Yeah, okay. That's like a basic knot,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yes.
Can you see? Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. And then you have a paper clip that you're working with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually don't have a paper clip, so I'm going to be tying it with dental floss to the end of a loop I have on my ottoman. But just to be showing you guys how to get started, I'm going to be putting it in my teeth. But yeah, so basically you have it like that. And then so you want to take all of your strands, pull them nice and smoothly, and then just grab one of them. So whatever color you want to start with, it doesn't really matter.
How tight should I make the knot?
They should be pretty tight.
Oh, like tight to the clip?
Yeah,
Like the first one? Yeah, okay.
yeah, tight to the end. So take one strand apart, and then you want to make kind of like, I'm going to have to hold it in my mouth, so it's going to be hard for me to say. So I'm going to say it before. You're going to want to make like a 4 like this with it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you take the 4, so it's like this,
Yeah.
behind the string, and then you pull the end through the 4.
Like through the middle?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
pull it really tight. Like right, so it's at the end of the loop knot. So there'll be no space in between.
Do you pull it like over or under?
So
Like,
you make the 4, and then, so if you make the 4, behind, you pull it in front, and then through the 4.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
And then you'll make another one, another 4.
With the same color or
Yeah.
next color?
No, with the same string.
Yeah.
And then pull it in front through the 4 and pull it again really tight. So it looks like
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
this. And then we're going to do 10 of these with this string. So we'll do 8 more like
Okay.
that.
I remember seeing like kids do this in my elementary school, and I always like wanted to know how, but I never did.
Yeah, one second. My cousin, we used to have a place down my dad's side of the family. We had a place down in Mount Baker, just down across the border in Washington. And my cousin and her friend one summer, it was like 2002 or 2003, they were making these anklets, and I was like 7 or 8. So obviously I was like, oh, my
Yeah.
older cousin's doing this. This is so cool. Like, I want to make one too. And then they taught me, and it just is one of those things that's always stuck in my memory.
Yeah. I don't know why I never asked like the girls that were making it. Just, I don't know.
Now I can teach you.
Yeah. It's such like a preteen kind of thing too. Like,
hmm So I just finished my 10th knot, so I'm just going to do a close-up of mine. So it should look something like this.
okay. Yeah, mine's coming along. I don't have 10 yet though.
Okay, no worries. So since I've kind of demonstrated the pattern, I'm going to just attach mine onto my ottoman because it'll be easier for me to work on it, and I'll kind of explain it as we go. But it's going to be the same method that I just explained, repeated again with the different strands.
I got like 2 more.
Nice. Let me know when you're finished. Did you end up using the purple or the blue?
Green, blue, and silver. I didn't have purple. I had red and yellow. I
Oh,
was gonna do I'll probably do another one that's green, red and yellow, like the Rastafarian colors.
yeah, that's really cool. I got the blues that I'm using for this one, and then I also got a few purple shades because I want to make another one in purple.
Yeah. I really like the colors you got. And like you got like a turquoise kind of one. I want that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I got a bunch of different shades of blue because that's my favorite color. So
Okay, I got 10.
yeah, nice. Okay, so after you've got 10, just make sure they're all nice and tight. And as you can see, after you've done these 10 knots, the knots on each one that you make, they start to kind of make a spiral along the outside.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the next time, you're going to let that strand that you've been working with go, and you're going
Yeah.
to grab another strand of a different color. And then you'll pull the strand that you were working with the other 5. And then you'll begin working with this next strand. So you'll start making that 4 shape, but with this one.
Okay. Yeah. It actually is so simple.
Right? And like you'll never forget how. And once it's done, they actually look super cool. And like you can just
Yeah.
leave one for a season. Like say you make one, like I know it's winter now, but like say you make one in April and then you can just like tie it on and then leave it on until like September or October whenever your beach season's done.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I wonder, like it's probably like early 2000s, late 90s when they would like do this in their hair.
Oh yeah,
You
I
know
know. I
that?
remember seeing those in like the music videos, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to do that.
It's probably like the same thing though. Like it looked exactly the same.
Yeah, and we wanted to do those feathers in our hair. Like
Yeah.
that would look.
I'm gonna do that. It's gonna happen. I'm just waiting for the Etsy shop to have our size because both have like such long hair.
I
We
know.
need like the extra long, and that's even that I think it's gonna be a little short.
Well, and like, cause remember I was saying that when the blue wears out of my hair, I'm gonna try purple. So if I
Yeah.
have purple hair, it would be cool to have the purple feathers too.
Yeah, I want to get like turquoise and purple.
Yeah, I think turquoise and purple look the best in brown hair.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like those are my two favorite colors,
I know
turquoise
too.
and
Yeah,
purple.
yeah. So once you do 10 on the next round, go on to your third strand. So if you're working with 3 colors, that'll be your third and final color. Um, and then you'll do 10 of this as well. And then once you're done this 10, you'll be back to the first color you started with, but you'll work with the strands that you haven't worked with yet, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So it's actually easier to do multiple colors.
I think so, because then it ends up being more even. Because the
Yeah.
last one I did, I actually made one last weekend because my clumsy ass fell down the stairs. Actually, not even the full stairs. It was the last step, the final boss. These stairs behind me, like one step. I like slipped and then took a step on the top of my foot. So, anyways, I was couch ridden all weekend and I made one of these anklets, but it was before I bought these colors, so it's orange, which is my least favorite color probably, but I'm still wearing it. It's not bad. It's okay. It's kind of cute. Has a good story behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's so nice to be able to, do this with you over Zoom because it's been forever since we've hung out just with these new lockdown measures in place. I think the last
Yeah.
time we hung out was like Halloween or like
Yeah.
we edited that video, which was like a
Yeah.
couple days later. So like it's been 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, it feels longer than that, but I guess we like see each other every week usually, so
Yeah, well, like before, I was coming out at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. So definitely
yeah.
missing it. I'm missing my friends.
So what have you been doing um other than staying inside because of COVID?
Inside. Well, I mean, fortunately for me, I am an essential worker. You might not know this about me, but I do work in the cannabis industry. I am a professional joint roller. So I spend my Monday to Friday, 8 to about 4:30, rolling doobies, for the Canadian population, just doing my part. But no, I love it. It's a wonderful job. But other than that, I've been doing a lot of inner child work and shadow work. So what sparked all of this is I had a tarot session about a week and a half ago. And it was a really beautiful, moving session. So, what came up for me was, I have all of these wonderful things in my path, in my future, like gain and inspiration and creativity and all of these wonderful things. But I did have this big thing blocking my path, that's still blocking my path. That's something I need to work through. So, it was sorrow that was in the middle of my path. So the way that feels most aligned to me to work through some of this sorrow is through doing inner child work. So I'm actually doing some of that work with the lady who I did the tarot reading with. Her name is Molly Wilder, and so we started our sessions about a week ago, and we're gonna have I think a session a week for the next 5 or 6 weeks. And yeah, so far so good, and it's going really well. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just
I'm really excited you told me all about it, and I'm so excited to get my reading done with her. I booked one for Monday, and today's Saturday, so
so
it's coming up soon, and I'm so excited. I'm curious what she's gonna say.
yeah.
And yeah, I just love what you've told me from your reading with her. It just, yeah, it makes so much sense for you and what I
Yeah.
guess you're kind of going through and everything, and I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing
Yeah.
what I can work on basically.
Yeah, well, what I really liked about the way she does these readings is like it was my first professional reading. Like I've never had a reading from anyone else before besides my sibling does do readings, so I've gotten a few from them before in the past, and I do have a tarot deck that I work through on my own, but they're kind of complex and complicated, so I'm still learning all of that. So it's nice to just get some insight from someone who has a little bit more
Yeah.
knowledge about tarot and a little bit more experience working with the decks. And there's so many beautiful decks to work with too. Like just the deck that she works with really spoke to me. Like the artwork in it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
It just really connected to my heart center. So I really liked that. But she goes through a really beautiful grounding meditation with you before the session, and it just really helps to get you focused and just ready to take on whatever comes up in the session, or whatever feels truthful for you. So I forget what the name of the spread is that she did, but it was really interesting because it was like past, present, future, but then there was also other cards underlying within that. So it was really diverse, but then at the same time, the way she explained it, it was very simple and it felt very truthful to me. So it wasn't overwhelming, because sometimes really in-depth readings, they can be a bit overwhelming, I found.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then what you were saying with like tarot, just like learning about it, I think like I feel like I know a lot about it, but
Yeah.
when you like do readings on yourself, like there's always, I don't know, you don't trust it as much, or like you don't see things, or you're biased, right? And you want to hear or see certain things, and then you don't know if that's like you're making it up because it's what you want, or if it's like actually the truth. Like there's all those questions. So getting it from someone that like doesn't really have any investment in like
Yeah.
what the outcome is just like, it's, yeah, like super eye-opening.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're really going to enjoy it. And it's just nice, like getting an unbiased opinion from someone, and,
Yeah.
just having it conveyed to you in a really loving, soft way. So even if it is something that's, really heavy or really hard for you to hear, hard for you to process, just the way it's conveyed, it makes it a lot easier to bear, which is what I really appreciated from this reading. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're working with her like beyond the reading, right?
So I actually hired her as a coach, and she does a lot of inner child work. So that's kind of what came up for me for my reading was there's sorrow in the middle of my path, which is blocking me, from reaching this gain and this creativity and this inspiration that, I'm destined for. And I know I'm destined for it because it feels truthful to me.
Yeah.
But this sorrow that's blocking me, it's really deep stuff from years ago, from when I was 4, 5, 6 years old. So I'm really just excited to uncover that, because the way she works with us through it, it's like, like something will come up, and then it's like, where do you feel it in your body? And you really tune into where you feel it. And then it's, can you remember the first time that you ever felt this? And then you're kind of taken back, to whenever it was. So a few things have come up for me, and I've been taken back to, being a 4-year-old or being a 13-year-old. And it's like the first time this physical manifestation ever occurred for me was at this time. And it was when, XYZ was happening. And so no wonder that this is the way I process experiences when they happen in this way, because this is the way that I learn them. So it's really nice to connect the dots, and especially that mind body connection, and that just history and you connection, just to sort of have compassion and love for yourself, just the way that you maybe go through life. If it's something that you don't like about yourself, it's like, well, cut yourself a break. You can always change and adapt and whatever.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Easier.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what she says for me.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you too. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I think you're really going to connect with her.
Yeah. Like you mentioned the mind body connection, which is like, that's huge for me. That has like I don't know, made me so much more clear on like my purpose and just everything, and just trusting in myself and in the universe that I will get what I want, and I like don't have to do anything to get it, just be myself. Like I'm enough basically. And I don't know how, like mind body connection, like breathing into the pain in your body, or like not even pain, just like discomfort. Yeah, and just being like connected to your body has helped with that so much, which is weird because like you wouldn't think that, but yeah, it totally does.
It should be that simple, but sometimes all you need is to just give awareness to a sensation, to a bodily sensation. Like it could be, a tightness in your chest, or like, for me, like I suffer from anxiety, and it'll like manifest in like me having like stomach issues, or like, feeling nervous, or like feeling nauseous or whatever, or like
Yeah.
shaking, or like just having like a deep uncertainty like in my gut, and like that
Yeah.
was a shaking feeling, or like, an unsteadiness in my voice or something like that. And
Yeah.
it's interesting to tap into that, like
Yeah.
what starts that, or when was the first time I felt that, and just to go
Yeah.
about it with a loving curiosity. And
Yeah.
there's no judgment.
I love how like Molly, she makes that so I don't know, she just explains it really well, and she helps you get to that so easily, like more than other people that I've listened to, or like that I've heard talk about it. She just somehow makes that seem so easy, and like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it just makes sense.
I think it's the way she creates like a safe space for you. Like it just
Yeah.
feels okay to be vulnerable in that space. So like if anyone's suffering, like I highly recommend working with her. Like if
Yeah.
something from your past or something from your childhood, she's a really wonderful person to work with. So we can definitely link her info below.
Yeah.
Instagram account, a YouTube channel. So we'll definitely link to that.
Yeah.
So, just to continue on with the mind body connection and different things that you can do to strengthen that within yourself. One thing that Caitlin and I have both been doing regularly the last month or so, month and a half, is going to acupuncture. So, I started going the first or second weekend in October, and I've been going about every week since then. So it's been about a month and a half. So I'd say 6 sessions. I go every Saturday. And since going, like I used to have the whole left side of my body was really tight, particularly my shoulder and my hip. And like for years, like I felt like my body was twisted just because the left side was so tight. And over the last, like I'd say especially 2 or 3 weeks, I've just felt this insane evenness through my body. Like I still feel tightness in my shoulder and hips, yes, but it's on both sides, which is a whole new sensation for me, because for the longest time it was only the left side where I would feel any of that. So it's just interesting, the mind body connection. And another piece of information that made me be interesting for anyone who wants more information on the mind body connection is Louise Hay. If anyone is familiar with her work, she actually has a website. If you Google the alchemy of healing, it comes up, and it's just the alchemical or metaphysical reason behind ailments. And it's just very interesting, for anything that you might be suffering with, to take a look through. Because I know for me, all the things that I've been suffering with, they have been very true, the alchemical reason. So it might be worthwhile to check that out. But acupuncture has definitely been an amazing step in my physical healing journey. And I know, Caitlin, you've had some good experiences from it as well.
Yeah. I haven't been to acupuncture nearly as much as you, but I didn't my mom actually kept recommending it to me, and I didn't want to go for the longest time because, well, I was nervous about it. Like, you put needles in you just sounds not fun. It actually doesn't hurt like at all. I don't find it does. And it's like an elastic band like pricking you something, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what it feels like to me. Like just a little like flick. And and I also didn't really want to go because I didn't have like an issue really. Like I was like, well, I'm not like super sore in this area, this area. Like you kind of went to be like treated, right, for something.
I went because of physical ailments. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't I have like sore shoulder and neck from like being on the computer a lot and like drawing and painting and just being like hunched over and like using my right arm painting and stuff, but nothing like serious. Like a good massage will like get rid of it and stuff like that. nothing like that I'm like suffering. So I was like, oh, I don't need to go. But my first time I went, like, I can't, it's hard to kind of explain, but it's like, it just felt good. Like at that, it was so relaxing and I just felt so good. Like, I don't even know how to like, it just felt good. Like I felt inner peace and I felt, um, like I realized that, yeah, I actually am way tighter than I thought I was in those areas. And yeah, it was so I've been 3 times. I've been going every 2 weeks. They do recommend every week, but that's just like, it's too much for me. It's just like, I don't know. The last 3 times I've gone, like I went in the morning each time, and then for the rest of the day, I'm pretty much like I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. I'm tired. So I like honor my body and just I try and book the day off and not have anything that I have to do except like small, easy stuff because I've noticed like I've been super exhausted and I have a super good night's sleep after as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally would recommend it. Even the lady that I went to, she was kind of saying like, yeah, you don't have any really specific like pain or anything you want to heal, but think of it as like um a car tune up. Like your body's like a car and you take your car in to get like maintenance and regular checkups and tune ups, and that's just basically what it is. It's just like a tune up kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a reset too.
Yeah.
It's just like a way to check in with yourself too.
Yeah.
There's thousands of meridians that the acupuncturist could use. Just because, like, when I was doing my yoga teacher training, we learned quite a bit about the nadis. And so the nadis are energy channels throughout your body. And the points where they intersect are the meridians that the acupuncturists use. And then the
That's
three
cool.
points that they intersect are the 7 chakras. So we have thousands of them running through our bodies just because, we are energy. Like that's our
Yeah.
essence and that's us at our core. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting when you learn the science of it and just like the spirituality behind it and have it all come together, and then
Yeah.
also experiencing it physically, like going to acupuncture sessions and feeling the physical benefits in your body.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
feels so true to me and I just love it so much.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay. So once you finish all your ties, it should look something like this. So just a bunch of spiral knots with the main knot twisting around each kind of, you'll see as you have it done. And then you'll have a loop or some frayed strands down at the end. So as long as it's long enough to fit around your ankle, you'll be able to tie it. So if you want to have one that can come on and off, if you have a longer set of strands at the end, you can braid them and then just tie a knot at the end of the braid. And then that way you can tie the braid onto the loop and then untie and retie it as you want to have it on or off. But if you don't have enough space like I have, you just have a little bit at the end, you can loop it around your ankle and then take the strands at the end through the loop. So it'll be, let me just show. So it'll be like this with all of them through the loop. And then you can just tie the end to the loop in whatever way makes sense to you.
Okay. I'm going to braid mine.
Yeah, so I've got mine tied on now, and it's on with the orange one. So there we go. I unfortunately had to tie it or cut it a little bit just because it got kind of twisted as I was going and I got like a little ball of knots. I just didn't want to deal with that, but I'm happy to have it on permanently until I'm ready to say goodbye to it. So just leave it like that. And yours turned out okay?
Yeah. I'm just tying the knot. Yeah. This is mine. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
And then
no.
I braided it there and tied them.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, I like it. I'm excited.
Well, that turned out awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna make more. I'm excited to make
Yeah.
more.
Well, and I want to make that purple one too. So we'll definitely
Yeah.
make some more. But yeah, I guess that's it for tonight. And
Yeah, thanks for watching.
yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll connect with you in the next video. Don't
Yes,
forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye, guys.
bye.